a solo map-making journaling game where you're going through the different islands of an archipelago, trying to find the last survivor of this world before the world ends in 3 days. That, my friends, is Rillem. Today, we're gonna do a nice little how to play, an actual play, a nice little short one, a showcase just to show you how this game works with not too many spoilers so you can play it yourself, of course. And I think it's gonna be pretty fun. A little bit of a new way to play for me. So, let's break it down. Well, hi, hello, everybody. My name is Turk. Welcome back here to the Grouch Couch. Around here, we all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, but that's right. Today, my friends, we're going to be playing Rillem. And the cool thing about this is I was actually looking into this book, thinking that it was something I wanted to cover on the channel this month. And the publisher of the book actually sent me an email almost around the same exact time and said, hey, Turk, do you want to review this? And I was like, yes, please. So they sent it over to me. We actually got it from our friends over here at Chronicled Fox, and they're working with our friends over at Plus One XP. We really like what they do as well, covering a lot of cool, fun, indie TTRPGs. So hopefully today I can show you a little bit about what this book has to offer if you decide to get it for yourself, because the name of the game here, my friends, is to show off cool solo TTRPGs and tools and fun things that we can all use in our hobby to enhance our gaming experience. That's right. And big shout out to our friends over at Chronicled Fox for sending it over. Honestly, truthfully, really appreciate it. Hopefully I can give your game the love and respect that it deserves, because I know you put some fun love into this game from what I've already read. Now, there will be a link for y'all down in the description to pick this bad boy up. It's not an affiliate link, but just ease of access for you. But down there are also affiliate links that you could use if you want to pick up anything else to help support the show. Thank you so much for doing so. It allows me to keep doing things and making fun stuff here on the channel. Appreciate that. Alrighty dighty. I think that is it for that and tit for tat on YouTube jibber jabber. Now we can move on to the top down camera to see exactly what this game has to offer. That's right. I've already got us a zoom going here, so all is well. Now, before we get into this, I do believe all this game requires that you have is some cards to play with, something to draw on, and of course, pen and paper, right? And it says to have 3 long objects, so I actually bought 3 fun pens with me. You're also going to need some tokens, and I'm actually going to be using my Grouch Couch orange dice here. We're actually going to just be using a D10 because that makes the most sense to me. I'm actually going to grab out 3 D10 just in case. And then, of course, some kind of token to move things around on the table. And I have my Willy the Wizard mini that I got from Sword and Stone Hobbies. Thank you so much, Sword and Stone Hobbies. You can get minis for yourself. Link down in the description. Use code COUCH for 10% off. And lastly, we have us some cards. Now, recently I did get some really fun solo RPG cards. There's going to be a video going up on those tomorrow. But I don't want to get distracted by all the stuff that those cards have going on. So today we're just going to be using our classic orange Grouch Couch dice, or cards. Grouch Couch orange cards. These are pretty nice and I like them a lot. All right, that's it for our supplements. Let's see what this game here has to offer, shall we? First up, I want to point out here on the very first page, of course, we have the credits for everything in here, which is fantastic. But the main part of this that I actually really want to read to you guys is this bit here. This game is not intended for foes or bigots of any kind. Any found here will be thrown into the void between worlds. Rillem is proudly made by humans and contains no AI or machine generation. Supporting this game means you're supporting real, actually creative people who have dreams, passions, and bills. Thank you. I love that. It's very fun. Very well done. Heck yeah. All right, moving on. What is this game? You step into another world. Before you sprawls an archipelago of misty isles, each scattered with odd contraptions and ancient relics. Above it all looms a mysterious tower, its dome reflecting the golden glow of a never-setting sun. While most of this curious realm is unknown to you, a few facts are certain. This place is called Rillem. Only ruins now remain of this ancestral home to the Beanie, a rabbit-like culture that has explored many worlds using the Great Warren. It's like Beanie, like bunny. Love that play on words. Fantastic. You are not alone here. Hidden within these isles is Rillem's last inhabitant, aware of your presence, but unable to reach you. This world ends in 3 days. The foundations of Rillem have been crumbling for years, and you are already running out of time. That's our setting. Very good. I'm a big fan of what it is already. Very good. Heck yeah. Moving on to the next page. It is a solo journaling map-making game inspired by 90s puzzles, old ruins, and archipelagos, and the end of the world. I also should say, this game does actually, it wants you to draw a little bit, draw your map and stuff, but it says just, it doesn't have to be detailed, it doesn't have to be crazy, just anything to help remind you of what your prompt was. And I'm really into that. On the Rocket Docket right now for this month, I actually have a couple of map-making solo journaling games, so I want to try my best. But if you're a fan of the channel, you already know that my handwriting is pretty bad, and I do not consider myself an artist in any way. I am a talker that uses my voice and has a great imagination. That's what I have to offer. Not art, though, but we're still going to do our best. I even did actually pick up a pen that I thought was pretty fun. I actually stole it from my artist partner, but it's kind of a fun pen that we're going to give a shot today to see if that helps in any way. We'll see. All right. So we uncover strange devices and cryptic clues while searching for a lone figure trapped within Rillem. That's the main part of the game here. We're going to make notes and drawings of our discoveries. Time is short. Rillem is dying. Can we solve its mysteries and escape before everything collapses? The end will come. That is certain. There is nothing you can do to save Rillem. This is not a story about heroically stopping the end of the world. It is one about fighting to escape it. Should you manage to survive the fall of Rillem, you can bring a record of yours to others to preserve its memory. Very good. And again, you don't need to be a skilled artist for this step. Just have fun. And this is to play this game how you want. There's also a content and safety warning here at the bottom. On the channel, I always try to keep things fun and lighthearted, but you can pause and read that through if you want to. Alrighty. There's also a fun little page for inspirations, everything that inspired them to make this. The one that I want to point out is the Die comic. I'm actually a big fan of that comic. It's very fun. You should check it out. All right. Very good stuff. Moving on. We need a standard deck of playing cards, something or somewhere to write on, something to write with, a piece to move around the map, 10 tokens to track resources, 3 long items, like 3 pens. And these are to connect the islands. Now, I've already done this, pretend like I haven't. Pull the ace of spades from the deck. This is the tower, which will be your starting point. Pull the other aces from the deck. These are the warrens, which will connect the Isles of Rillem. And then lastly, arriving in Rillem, setup continued. You actually get to pick your last survivor, the prisoner here on Rillem. You pull 4 face cards of the same type from the deck, choosing from one of the options below. This is the prisoner, the person you're searching for here on Rillem. And then we set the 8 unchosen face cards aside from play. Good to know. Now there are 3 options, but we're actually going to go with the jacks here at the bottom. This is the Broken Bunny Apparatus. Marooned on Rillem by their betrayers and driven mad by decades spent here in rage and grief, they are tracking you. Your task is to find and subdue them before they can act out their revenge. Very good. So I've already pulled the jacks aside. I actually forgot to pull the other ones out, so we're going to go on that now. All right, done and done. So now here's the fun part about this game. This is actually the part of the game that made me want to play this thing. There's this cool little spread here of all the cards, and it teaches you how to go through it. So we're going to deal 24 cards from the deck into a pile. This is a total of 32 cards in play, counting the ones that we have pulled out earlier. This is our island deck and will be used to build the world of Rillem. Set the rest of the deck to the side. So 24. Everybody count with me now. And I'm going to shuffle first, actually. Okay, we got them out here. Now we're going to shuffle the prisoner cards into the Isles deck, then deal out 7 cards, adding in the 3 Warren aces. Shuffle this small pile of 10 cards. So we have our prisoner cards here, which are the jacks. Shuffle the prisoner cards into the Isle deck. Okay, then deal out 7 cards. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 7 cards. And then we add in the 3 Warren aces. And then we shuffle this small pile. Looks like we're going to have to zoom out here, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, what full table? There we are. Okay, now it says to place these cards in a 3x3 grid with the tower face up. The last 2 centered at the opposite edges. Very good. All right, we have our grid. This is the main island of Rillem, where you will begin your journey. Draw the rough outline of this isle in your journal. Place your piece at the tower. This is you within the game, and will be moved around the cards as you explore Rillem's islands. Begin the game with this prompt, the prompt being the ace of spades. And we're going to set out a row of 10 tokens. These are your hours, and will track time that Rillem has left before it ends. We're actually just going to, like I said, use a D10. So we're going to start at 10. There we are. When you explore, new secrets are uncovered. Move your piece to an adjacent card in any cardinal direction. Flip it face up, read the prompt, then add an entry and sketch into your journal. This can be as simple as listing the prompt event and drawing a symbol of it, or as elaborate as several pages of narrative and detailed sketch to the record of your discovery. I really think this could be honestly really cool, you guys. If you want to go on a complete detailed adventure of this archipelago, like you absolutely could. Obviously today we don't have enough time for that, but you could really have some fun with it. And then we have some examples here. Some notes, and then a nice little drawing of what we're looking at. You must write and draw something to fully complete the prompt. Moving between the cards costs hours to mark the dwindling time Rillem has left before crumbling into the void between worlds. For each card your pieces move to, remove 1 hour token from the row. Certain cards will also grant you extra hours, or even consume extra hours the first time you land on them. When you reach 0 hours, move your piece back to the tower, mark off 1 day in your journal, refill the row of hour tokens back up to 10, and begin the next day of exploration. When the 3rd day is marked off, The game is over. 3 days. Whenever an ace is found, a new island is revealed. After following the prompt, deal 7 more cards into a new island that is separate from your main island in any grid pattern you choose. Draw the outline of this isle in your journal. Move your token to any of these new cards. The card you land on and the flipped ace are now the warrens that connect these islands. Their nature and the narrative is up to you. Bridge, railcar, portal, fiery tunnel, etc. Draw the warrens for these isles into your new journal. And then we use our pen or whatever to connect them, right? At any time you may travel between islands by moving your piece onto a warren card, then placing it onto its paired warren card. Moving between warrens does not cost an hour. Interesting. Just gonna separate. All right, so the prisoner is hidden somewhere on the island. Must be found by using the signs of their presence in Rillem. All 4 face cards must be found to discover their location, with the fourth face card being the location and the final clue to reach them. Determine in the narrative how these clues connect your prisoner and how they will release or entrap them. The tower to the Great Warren is sealed with 3 locks, which must be opened by using mysteries scattered across the isle. Every lock is paired: an obstacle, a problem, and an opener, a solution. I see. If you find an obstacle, diamonds, you must find an opener of equal value or higher to pair them as a lock. For instance, a diamond 2 can be opened by a spade 2, but a diamond 10 can only be opened by a spade 10. Determine in the narrative how the obstacle and opener prompts work together to unseal the lock. Aces are for warrens, cannot be used. You must have 3 paired locks to enter the tower. And I think entering the tower is how we escape this place, I think. I'm thinking my character was also a prisoner here. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Oh, Willie the Wizard getting stuck out here again. Mysteries of Rillem. The secrets of each island will prove clues for your escape. Each time you flip a card while exploring Rillem, consult the mysteries to learn what it reveals. This is both the story and art prompt. Write an entry and draw something to represent the event. Diamonds is obstacle of the path. Machines, artifacts, doorways create blocks. Spades are the opener. Devices, clues, and mechanisms. Hearts are the oddity of the isle. Creatures, natural wonders, and ruins. And clubs are the omen of the end. Symbols of dangers and occurrences that provide warning. Okay, then we have our charts, so we can begin playing. That's right. So we're starting on the ace of spades. Here we go. Time to build out a scene. The tower looms over the horizon, a golden dome perched atop a tapered pillar of stone, sealing the great warren within. It seems to observe the entire archipelago. 3 locks surround the base, but there is no visible way to enter. If you have found 3 pairs of obstacle opener cards or uncovered every card, turn to leaving Rillem. Gain 2 hours. Okay, all right. The tower. It's in the center. The tower. And I'm just gonna, I'm wondering how small I want to make this archipelago thing we got going on here. Does this pen work? I don't think this pen's gonna work out. Sad. So I want to start from the top of the page to give us as much room as possible. And we're just going to come down like this. It's kind of shaped like this. And then it comes back here like, and then we'll say this is like the coast-ish area here. We'll come down like this, right? Something like that. That's pretty good. And so right here in the center, we have the tower. It said it has a dome on it. I'm afraid to draw this dome because it might end up looking like something, you know. We'll do it like this though. Here we go. There's our tower. All right, which way shall we move? It's cool. It definitely feels more kind of like a board game, but I think fun, you know? I think definitely fun. I think there is some role play bits in there, but you definitely have to really embrace. But I guess we'll see how the cards go, but here we go. We're going to move over here to this one, which means we're going to go down to 9. We're going to flip our card over. Oh, it's already an ace. My goodness. Okay, very good. We arrive and we see a moss-covered stone basin holds a wooden replica of the Isles, stunningly precise in detail. Looking up, you can see an isle in the distance that matches the model perfectly, save for one detail. Establish a warren and gain 2 hours. I see. So we're up to 11. It looks like 1. That's 11, I swear. Okay. A moss-covered stone basin. A wooden replica of the island. I'm actually hating myself for making it this big on my drawing here, because I want to be able to make the other one over here. But either way, we get to connect these. So we're going to draw 7 more cards. Here we go. 7 more cards. Is that the way we want to go? Do we want to go to another island already? I don't know if we do. A stone basin. I don't know. What the fuck is a stone basin anyway? All right, so then the question is, I just drew a little, I don't know, stone bowl, some grass, I don't know. It's hard. I'm having a hard time envisioning a stone basin thing, So do we want to go to the next island already? Or do you want to explore more here? I feel like I want to explore more here. So we're actually going to move down this way. Flip there. That's a 5 of diamonds. Let's go ahead and see what that does. 5 of diamonds. A large crystal lens on a pedestal glints with the sun's light, shining a focused beam into the distance. The lens can be rotated by a turn wheel. Gain 2 hours. Okay. Fun tang with a lens. It's shooting out, so I drew a little circly thing here, but it says it's shooting out a giant beam into the distance. I like the idea of it going out this way or something like that. And then we're going to fill it out. I'm using pencil and pen just for different kind of shading colors here. That's also the end of our card here, so I made this bit way too big, and that's okay. Not every section has to have something important on it. It can be rotated. Why? We don't know. And we gained 2 hours. We also lost 1 hour, so technically we're at 12 now. All right, we lose another hour. We're going to go this way. 3 of spades. An enormous disc of symbols set into a courtyard. A central spire forms a shadow that points to one segment. Gain 2 hours. I'm just gaining hours like it ain't nobody's business. Actually going up to 30. Enormous disc. And there's a shadow man. There's a shadow man who is pointing. He's like, yo, look at that one right there. I am a shadow man. Points to one segment. Is this an omen? I don't know. Could be an omen. It's like, look at this one. Look at that one right there. Giant disc. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having fun, so I guess that's all that matters, huh? All right, give me something interesting. What's going on here? We're going to move to 9. Actually, we should probably move to this one. Oh, it is an ace. Okay, cool. Clubs. Okay, Ace of Clubs is a corroded metal archway that sits on the coast, framing stairs that crumble away into the tide. Beyond it, you can see a nearby island. Establish a warren and lose 1 hour. This one actually has lose 1 hour. So we actually, since we moved, we went down 2. We're at 11 now. Okay, crumbling stairs beyond the tide. I think, like, legit, if you're actually a good artist and actually interested in, like, making a cool map and stuff, this could be a really cool tool, right? I'm not a really good artist, you know? At least I need to practice more. I've been watching some fun videos on, you know what I mean, learning how to draw a little bit better. Hankering from ICRPG and Runehammer has some great stuff. So I'm kind of been trying a little bit. We'll see if we ever get there. But for now, there's our archway, crumbling stairs that go down into a tide. Crumbling, we'll add some cracks, you know, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We get to establish another warren. So we could put out 7 more cards over here. I'm just going to set these here. And once we go there, I'll spread them out. For now, we're going to move to this guy here. 9 of hearts. Cool. Moving to 9 of hearts, we lose an hour. So we're at 10 again. The remains of a beanie bell tower with a clinking chain dangling from above. A crumbling stairway spirals up the walls to the belfry amid a mosaic of the Great Warren. Gain 2 hours. We're actually going to do this. I'm going to cut our map off right here like that. Sticking it up. Cool. We got a little bell tower. Put some stairs. I just did some scribbles for some stairs. There's our tower part. Here's our bell right here. And then the clinking chain kind of dangling all the way down it. We can go and ring that bad boy. Ding-a-ling. You know, that'd be cool. Moving on, we're going to go to 5 of clubs. We're going to lose an hour. Means we're beating bad towers. Oh, we also gained 2 hours over here. So we're actually now to 11 again. Clubs, omens of the end. Here we go. 5. The island quakes fiercely as the world itself shudders. Treacherous holes form in the ground nearby, showing glimpses of the void filled with stars. Lose 1 hour. See, I could imagine that. Really cool. Putting that to paper, though? I don't know. We'll just put some void circles down here. We're just going to scribble out some void circles. Circles of void. This is kind of cool. I haven't done like a map making game before, so this is really like a fun way for me to learn how to do this. There are some really intense ones I got coming up, and this is fun. The simplistic kind of one that's kind of like doing the things, checking things out, you know. Another ace. Cool. It's crazy how all these ended up at the edge, but that means we have an ace going out to another archipelago somewheres, or a warren, which reminds me, I'm going to put a warren out this way so we remember that that's where that goes. So then we've got another one this way, but let's see what the ace of diamonds has. A complex maze of pipes hisses with steam, snaking across the landscape like a network of burrows. The largest pipe leads down to the shore, where an island can be seen across the water. Establish a warren and gain 2 hours. Bunch of pipes, huh? Hissing with steam. Is that steam? I don't know. I guess it is. Those little pipes there. It's really fun. 6. It's crazy. There's no jacks. Absolutely wild. The amount of variety you could get here. So right now I'm reading through the Leaving Rillem section, which is the end here. And it's actually kind of cool. And truthfully, I don't want to spoil it for y'all. If you want to pick this game up and make yourself a little map and end this story, what I will say is there are a couple of different ways this game could end. It'll win if you find the prisoner, if you flip every card, but the game is lost if you reach the 3rd day with no hours left and you have not completed both objectives or flipped every card. There are only 3 ways to end the game of Rillem: by unsealing the tower. I'll leave it there, no spoilers. Running out of hours on the 3rd day, or again, unsealing the tower. You could take the prisoner and save them, or you could leave the prisoner behind, right? And you write final entries to be able to do those said things. It's kind of cool. And I don't exactly want to go through every single prompt in this book, because I also feel like it might spoil it a little bit. And we have the potential here with our current build to go through a lot of prompts. And I want to leave some of those for surprise for you guys. But I think I've taught a little bit on how to play this. And I bet that you watching this could draw and play a little bit better better than I can. But I do hope this is a cool showcase of this fun map-making solo game to get you maybe hyped about it, to play it yourself. Because honestly, kind of fun. It was fun for me to try something new, I think. Because I haven't played a map game like this before. I think if I were to do it again, I would probably do way more roleplay. I would build like a fully fleshed out character. So I'd know how they would react to this environment a little bit. You know what I mean? Definitely fun. With that, my friends, I say, again, thank you so much to Chronicled Fox for sending this over for purposes of a nice little showcase video. I hope you enjoyed, all my friends out there. If you want to get it yourself, link in description. That's right. For now, take a seat on the couch and roll initiative, at least until you find yourself exploring an archipelago yourself. I have been Turk from the Grouch Couch. Roll on that, weirdos, and I'll see you next time. A toodaloo.
Subscribe, just like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, just like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, like, share, like, share, like, share.